In this video, we're going to be talking about ArrayList versus ArrayList E, which is one of the items on our odds and ends checklist. Now, I have to give you a little disclaimer here. I'm like 90% convinced this is almost a typo in the curriculum guide for APCSA because you're going to see in a second, it is kind of ridiculous that I have to teach you this. You're going to get really excited by what we're doing here until you realize that it actually sucks. So with that really wonderful preface, let's do this. Let's do new class. This is actually going to be a console program, and we're going to call this silly array list example. Now, since this is going to be an example with array lists, of course, we're going to need to actually import array lists. So at the top here, let's do import java.util.ArrayList. And weirdly, we're also going to import java.awt.color. We're going to use color in this one too. So we've done this a number of times before where maybe in a run method or in any method in Java, we've made an array list. So let's make an array list of strings called things equals a new array list string open close semicolon. Great. We love that line of declaring and initializing an array list. Let's add some things to things. Now, all of these have to be strings. So let's do things.add, I don't know, apple. Let's do things.add cat. Let's do things.add sun. And maybe one more, things.add mug. Oops, forgot a quotation mark. All right. Can we agree right now that things is an array list of strings that contains 4 different items: apple, cat, sun, and mug? Great. Now, that's normal. This is not new information. Here's what I have to teach you, which is that before, when I've told you pretty much all year that when you make a new array list, you have to do it like this, I've been slightly lying to you, but really, not really. There's one other way you can make an array list, which is I actually don't have to define the type. I can do this. And now you're listening to me and you're like, oh my God, Ms. Holman, why were we doing it the way that we were doing it all year? Well, let me show you. First of all, before, this was an array list of strings. Now it's an array list of what? Of anything, which is kind of crazy. There have been people asking me all year, like, Ms. Holman, can I make an array list that has multiple types in it? And the answer up until now was no, but actually the answer is yes. But let me show you why you won't want to. So first of all, let's add some more things to things. So I can do something like things.add 27. Things.add 3.5, right? An int, a double, a string. Let's do things.add color.green. The idea of the color green. Let's do things.add new Zoom student. Let's do Kayla. And I was taking my Zoom classes from Boston. I forgot a parenthesis. Let's add another Zoom student. Things.add new Zoom student. Let's do, I don't know, Jim. I'm just making up a name. Who was taking his Zoom classes from Palo Alto. All right. So now what do I have in things? I have 4 strings, an int, a double, the color green, 2 Zoom students. Let's do one more, things.add, why not true? We're going to just throw a Boolean in there. And you're thinking, wow, this is wonderful. I have an array list that has a bunch of different types. But here comes the problem. Can we all agree that at index 2 is the word sun? And let's say I want to print out the length of that word. Let's do this. Print line things.get to, which I know is a string, dot length, because again, this is a string. And guess what? It's actually going to get mad at me. And why is it getting mad at me? It says I have an undeclared method called length. Uh-oh, that seems like a problem. I know string has a length. Well, what is the issue here? Now that I've made this array list be of any type, that means that it actually can't figure out what type each individual thing is, which means that if I want to use any one of these individual things, I have to first tell Java what that thing is. So I have to do something like this. String word equals string things dot get to. And then in here, I have to do word dot length. Huge pain in the butt. And again, same thing if I want to do this. Let's say I want to print out the, I don't know, the name of this Zoom student. This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. So let's do, I'd have to do this. Zoom student stud equals Zoom student things dot get 7 before I can do print line stud dot get. So you can see, seems really cool when we first start doing this. Oh my gosh, I can have an array list of all these different things. And then in practice, it ends up being a massive pain in the butt. So you are never going to do this, but it is actually on the official College Board CED that you have to understand that I hypothetically can do this if I wanted to. So there you go. Now you know ArrayList bracket E versus just ArrayList. And you're never going to do just ArrayList because it means you would have to write this kind of not really typecast thing every single time you wanted to use something in your ArrayList, which would be, again, a huge pain in the butt. So go ahead, check that silly, stupid little example off your checklist. You can check off ArrayList versus ArrayList E.